You're watching Cafecito with host Feliciano Garcia, and we're in New York City at the Moving Families Forward Gala with legendary actor and activist Jimmy Smits. You're going to receive the Ackerman Leadership Award for your tireless work in trying to improve the lives of families and young people. What does it feel like to receive this honor tonight?
It's great to receive it because of this particular organization, which has done work for like the past 50 years in family therapy and families that are affected by abuse. And most recently, one of the reasons that they kind of hit my radar is that they're involved in, it's called Dímelo en Español, and it's giving tools for therapists to deal with the situations that families, immigrant families, face when they come to the United States. And by having like family therapy in Spanish.
You grew up here in New York, you were born in Brooklyn, but you were back and forth to Puerto Rico a lot, right? Can you talk to me a little bit about your background, about your youth, and ultimately how you got into the arts?
Yeah, well, lived all over New York City. We moved around a whole lot depending on the financial situations and all that stuff. And then lived for a time in Puerto Rico. I think of it as one of the most traumatic times in my life, but as an adult, when I look back at it, it was one of the most beautiful times in my life because everything that I am today as an adult, you know, my culture, my cultural love, any kind of identity kind of things, my love for music, you know, what I eat, all of that comes from that time.
What did your family say when you said, yeah, I'm going to get into acting, I'm going to get into drama?
They had no conception of what that was, you know, besides telenovelas and Pepsodent commercials.
Yeah.
But they've been supportive, you know, they try their best. They just want the best for their kids, you know.
Sergeant, the little hand is on the 9 and the big hand is on the 12. I gotta be downtown in 30 minutes.
As soon as your client's through with breakfast. Meantime, why don't you let the officer pat you down?
What's the matter? You guys don't get enough at home?
I'm getting tired of your mouth, Jose.
Whoa, man, you show me some respect. The name is Cifuentes, Victor Cifuentes.
Now, you took the country by storm with your famous role, Victor Cifuentes, on LA Law during the 80s. You were this young, sharp Latino lawyer, first Latino superhero that I saw with the briefcase. Were you aware of the sort of pioneering role that you were taking at that time? Did you feel a responsibility there?
After the first season, I kind of got a feeling that the show was really kind of making an impact, and I think when I started getting invited to speak at like Hispanic Bar Association meetings from different parts of the country, but not being a lawyer, I would just play one on TV. It was, I realized that the character and, well, the show definitely, but the character was kind of making a positive impact as well. You
also founded the National Hispanic Foundation for the Arts. Can you talk about why you founded this and the work you do there?
It's a bunch of people that are involved in this. Sonia Braga, Isa Morales, Felix Sanchez. We're getting ready to celebrate our 20th year coming up. We know that there's talent out there, but it's about, sometimes you need that confirmation from the outside, and because of, you know, a degree from a certain school, you might give you a little bit more access. So just trying to help in terms of scholarships to some graduate schools that focus on the arts, whether it be writing or the performing aspect, the producerial aspect, the directorial aspect, to try to make sure that the young people have La Nueva Ola has a leg up.
You were part of some pioneering, sort of groundbreaking movies like Mi Familia and Price of Glory. Are you happy with how far things have come?
I'm happy in the sense that content-wise, because of the way cable has opened up, and you know, there's just so much more ways people can view entertainment, that it's not like kind of a niche thing. You can actually have, you know, our people in multiple various stories and stuff. We still have a long way to go though, but our population numbers, I think, really have influence and help pop culture and, you know, everything that is America. Right. So you know, we have a lot of stories to tell.
Speaking of projects, you have a really cool, sounds very cool project coming up on Netflix, The Get Down, where you star as Papa Fuerte. Can you talk to me about that role and a little bit about that show?
It takes place in the late 70s, early 80s, when hip-hop was starting to form in the Bronx. And of course, you know, the Latino culture is part of that, for sure, because of the population numbers in that particular vicinity. Well, it hasn't come out yet, so we're in the middle of shooting. We'll see what happens.
I'm looking forward to that personally.
In my family, Besides stressing education, there was always a sense that we needed to give something back to our community.
Can you talk to me about what advice you have for a young Latino, a young person out there that's trying to do something with themselves, trying to make it in the community?
All I could tell you, I can impart my story, which was that education, and it sounds corny, but education was the key for me. It opened doors, it gave me the kind of confidence, and as an actor I had like a toolbox of things that I could rely on, in terms of my craft. In whatever endeavor you try to go into, to have some kind of like foundation, a springboard. For me, it really was the key.
Gracias. Pleasure, man. Let me get one of these.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Smits, and you are watching Cafecito.